I want an AI girlfriend. It sounds silly, I know, but I really do. As it stands, I struggle with women a great amount, especially in the modern era, even though I would never have experienced any other era. Now granted, that probably comes down to my thinking that it would be incredibly easy to get some back in the day. As long as you owned the village goat and were over the height of 5'4", you were pretty much guaranteed to be the biggest chad in your village. But unlike the ancient world, it seems like today, or at least in my imagination, women only ever want me for my body and dashing good looks, but never for my soul. The soul of a 5'4" man with a goat. I can't even get to the portion of a date where I talk about my hobbies before a woman's yelling at me, "Give me your stick." It's exhausting knowing that if I walk into any room, I will be swarmed by every female in my vicinity. Hang on, my lips are chapped. Oh god. There is no better feeling in this world when you have chapped lips during winter and you rub cream on your mouth. As I was saying, it's also frankly not fair to the other predators in the room. Here comes the king alpha cat again. And the others can only suck on my scraps, both figuratively and I guess kinda literally, if they're generous in the bedroom, such as myself. Ladies, I'll slurp down on those elbow flaps. Thankfully for me, this problem I have will soon be a thing of the distant past. You read the title, I'm sure you know that the Twitch streamer Amouranths is starting her own version of an AI companion. You also may recognize through the thumbnail alone, even if you're not familiar with the name Amouranths, that she's the Leo Messi of online sex work. To say that Amouranths is a titan of industry is a crude understatement, and to me, it's a reduction of her blessed holy work. Amouranths is an artiste, a Hokasso of today. She has taken the practice of online sex work and turned it into a very well-oiled and certainly well-lubricated machine. And for that, I respect the living hell out of her. It would actually, funnily enough, be quicker for me to list what she hasn't accomplished in her field. But I'm a man of education and class, so here goes. Butt jars! She sells it to her fans as well as everything else I'm about to list off. Locks of her hair, mugs, phone cases, stickers. I haven't actually looked it up, but I can only assume a pocket. Full body pillows in the style of anime, various clothing items, and of course El Clasico bathwater. But that's not all. Amouranths is the definition of a girl boss in a positive light. She of course has an OnlyFans, streams on Twitch and Kick respectively, owns a series of gas stations and has an upcoming beverage and cool drink line, has bought into the 7-Eleven franchise as a franchisee, has various collections of stock and crypto, and as all good media giants do, as I'd argue she's probably bigger than Sky fucking News, owns a bunch of land and varying properties. Public estimates place her net worth anywhere between 20 to 40 million, and privately I would assume, through tax dodging and unclaimed assets, her real net worth probably ranges from 60 to 70 million. Point being, she literally built an empire of her own very sticky back, and by God has she reaped the rewards as a result. Her and Bella Delphine have literally wrote the economic playbook for anybody who wishes to show their chocolate starfish online. And unlike other genius businesswomen such as Kim Kardashian, they are still sitting on the line and riding it straight to the top. With all that said, it should come as no surprise to you that if anybody was going to innovate online sex work and affect its community in a massive way, it's one of these two. It just so happens to be in this case, it's Amouranths the one who needs thanking. Now I could take the easy route and call everybody who subscribes to her OnlyFans a loser, and I will, but I'm currently more interested in what this app that she's developed entails all around. From what I've read online, the development of Amouranths' AI tool / companion app, or rather Caitlin's app if we're using government's homie, came through the partnership with the tech company Forever Voices. At the time being the key word here, in May of 2023, Caitlin dropped a full copied and scanned version of her personality. The idea, according to her publicly, to help establish friendships and also allow them to express the issues of their mental health in a deep and meaningful way. But in reality, she made an app to drag her whales deeper into a pit of depression, and let's be real about this massive obsession. Man, this girl got me stressing. I can't help but feel like I'm pressing. Please help me, I'm scared of molestation. I'm not messing around, bro. She can smile and wave as much as she wants, and she can say whatever PR nonsense comes to mind, but the sad and true reality of it is she's digging her claws into people with unhealthy obsessions over her so that she can consistently have a cash flow going into her bank account. Or rather she was, because that computerized version of our queen didn't last very long, seeing as Forever Voices went out of business. In hilarious fashion, because unlike regular business failures, this was caused directly by their CEO John Mayer getting arrested for arson and making criminal threats. What was he burning? Oh, nothing, dude, just a bunch of boxes inside of a warehouse, causing damages of nearly 400k. Where is he now? Nobody fucking knows. news? He vanished off the face of the earth from what I can tell. And what happened to the users of Forever Voices who paid Amouranths good hard money? Well, with the company going under, absolutely nada. They never got any refunds in spite of paying for access to a service they never received, which apparently went into the max cost range of $100 a month. It's but don't feel too bad for Amouranths, because she's so used to the rough ride of business, she mastered it and took every pounding from that L. After the company Forever Voices went under, she simply licked her lips and said, again! Speaking of, I gotta reapply some more butter. That should last me till the end of this video. Thus leading us to the climax of this story, and the redesign and rebrand of Amouranths' new AI companion. In this very month, January 2024, the latest and greatest of AI technology has dropped the long anticipated, and this is the name, AI Amouranths. Name sucks all of the willy. I haven't heard that word in years. It's actually way more pleasant than saying cock. I think I'm gonna start like implementing that into my vocabulary instead, not be so vulgar. Instead of, oh, your cock tastes so good, mate, I could just say, let me have a little lick of that willy. Could peer over a urinal and say, oh, that's a nice looking willy you got there, mate. Uncle Jeff, why is your willy out? No, I don't want any more wine. Fun stuff like that. But also, Brooke, Amouranths, come on, you're rich as hell. You literally have all day, every day to come up with fun names for things. And you say out of all of the things you could call it, AI Amouranths. Literally off the top of my dome, immediately, cyber sex. Or even better, why not ones and O's? See, that's sick as, dude. Anyways, this version of Amouranths AI is slightly more ambitious than the last gen. Essentially, she wants to go full $1 million man, such as a fully rendered 3D body, an exquisite detail from my queen's head all the way down to her immaculate toes. Instead of the traditional text-based adventure that you do get with one of these chatbots, the chat is fully interactive and adaptive, and you may or may not get AI-based nudes and or a selection of pre-taken nudes sent to you directly. Essentially, this baby's gonna be real. Or at least as close to real as she can get. A simple way of imagining it is, think of one of those Japanese ladies in the suit that controls the cute little kawaii character. The thing with the actors and they got balls all over them and they make the little guys dance like, swing quite. It's like that, except this baby is going to be a GTA character type model with fully rendered by AI voice lines and interchangeable features to suit your needs. She reacts to what you say facial wise, and that's not a pun. However, unlike a real woman, Amouranths will not object to you loudly farting in the middle of the room and shouting, and it's unknown what additional features it might have in the future, as it's still very much in its infancy as a technology. But I can only imagine it will become unbelievably advanced given enough time. It's not only inevitable, it's absolutely expected to happen rapidly. And not only in this sense, because every aspect of our lives will soon change either for the better or worse depending on who you are with the results of AI and its advancements. Concept art for video games is going to be all AI generated. Language translation models is all going to be AI generated, and music production and sampling is also going to be AI generated. And you want to know something crazy and a little bit scary? This video you're watching right now was made with the assistance of AI. Not one, but two AI tools being utilized. One being Bard, Google's AI research tool, so I don't have to slog through some 24-year-old's personal opinions and them lecturing me in their article when I'm just trying to find out some f***ing information. And the editing was assisted by the Time Bolt app in order to cut down all of the dead space of me talking. You basically plug your recordings into the software and it cuts out all of the middlemen. Basically, any silence that's detected gets ripped away, and you only get to listen to my savory, sultry voice, saving me heaps of time. So it stands to reason, why not sex, baby? This tool just replaces the need for fan interaction entirely. For clarification, Amouranths, in air quotes, currently needs to, in air quotes, interact with her fan base personally, aka paying OnlyFans users. She knows their birthdays, she knows when their dogs get put down, she knows if they have wives and kids, and she knows what song/movie makes that individual cry. Or let's be more realistic about this, the 21-year-old intern working for her knows exactly all of those things. You know, the lady who gets paid probably $3 an hour. Or that particular intern's co-worker, the 45-year-old heavily bearded man, who's also a former construction worker and gets paid $15 an hour. If you think you're talking to sleek, pristine, waxed, and trimmed Amouranths, you're mad, bro. Just like my lips are mad because of hurting, man. More cream. Not talking to Caitlin, my bro, you're talking to David. And with no disrespect to Papa Meat, this is what David looks like. Yeah, I'm just really stressed with work, you know, and we just had to put my mom in a home.
Oh, baby, don't you worry. I know all about that. Let mama help you relax.
Honestly, and a little bit sadly, this app will inevitably come out in full force and replace the need for those interns in its entirety. Such is the progress of humanity. I mean, the candle was blown out by electricity, and now the intimate fan experience via OnlyFans is getting its back blown out via AI. In broader and semi-unrelated terms, as much as people want to fight against the advancement of AI, the tidal wave is coming, and people in the fields of art are going to face the brunt of it. Is it moral? No, of course not, dude. Not even close to it. But realistically, as AI and its advancements get better, people are going to lose more and more jobs, and they're just going to be cut and replaced in order to keep costs down. We've already seen this beginning to happen in the video game field, with the game The Finals having a fully AI voiced announcer who adapts to ongoing events. And soon, and I know I've already said this, concept art will do the same. It will get churned out by AI and then maybe touched up by human beings. You don't have to like it, and you certainly don't have to want it, but it will happen. Now, granted, do I think all art-based fields will be completely flattened and decimated to the wind? Definitely not, but jobs will surely be more scarce, and you as the artist will for sure get underbid for your bespoke pieces by someone who's just willing to do it cheaper. A real-life example of this, and shout out to the TV show Warrior, please HBO Max, bring it back, it's so fucking good, was the Chinese and the Irish during the San Francisco Railroad days. The Chinese were willing to get paid an unlivable wage, but the Irish just weren't. And the tycoons at the time said, well, I really don't care whether or not you look like me. We're going cheap, baby, so I can get that bling. And this same line of thinking goes doubly for even smaller businesses and not media tycoons or just tycoons in general. Because obviously, with a lower budget, you want to save as much as you humanly can. Like I said, I myself use AI, and this is just for fun. But in an ideal world, I would be doing this as a full-time business. And seeing as I can't currently pay for an editor out of my real life wage, I have to do it myself. So as a result, instead of paying an editor 50 to 100 quid per video, I just pay 15 quid towards Time Bolt every single month to lighten my workload and save me time. The overall point I'm getting at through this long-winded rant is soon, in 5 to 10 years, and trust me on this, the time frame's gonna come quicker than you'd think, only the cream of the crop OnlyFans girls are gonna be able to afford to do this. And as it stands, our hoflation economics is gonna crash to the ground. Let's be realistic about this. The boys who pay for OnlyFans services want to get a specific itch scratch, a human connection itch. AI tools such as Amouranths app instantly gratifies that itch. Even if it isn't a real human doing it, it still simulates it good enough to be alright for them. Not to mention, the AI tool is always available and never forgets. Sadly, this means that thousands upon thousands of young, ambitious women will, much like the miners of the old USA, meet a sad and uneventful end to the golden throat rush. Amaranth is Amazon. Y'all are brick and mortar. If you want to support a small business who's just like you, homie, until I get a lot of money and I'm not, you can subscribe to Dino. I mean, realistically, you've watched this far. You may as well. Thanks again as always, guys. Bye-bye.